So today, now that VERCEL is unblocked, I want to go through what I talked about last week, last like Monday or Tuesday, of the second half of getting your pages onto the actual internet is creating these VERCEL deploys. So if you want to see more on that, a little bit more of a step-by-step where I was just yapping, if you go to modules and look at last week's archive, which is right here, the 23rd to the 27th, you're going to see some stuff on basic hosting and a couple different things on Tuesday or Wednesday related to GitHub and then VERCEL deployments. Okay. I'm gonna show you the steps up here, and then a majority of the class period is making sure that your projects deploy correctly. So it's gonna be a little bit of kind of waiting, kind of helping each other out while remembering there's only one of me and one of Jake while we look for the issues that will inevitably happen. Fourth period had some just trouble with VERCEL not reading it correctly. Like when I do it, it works, but when you do it, it doesn't. It's very frustrating, but it is part of the nature of the subject, part of the nature of web design, right? Anyways, what I need y'all to do to start is connect your GitHub accounts to your VERCEL accounts. And you might not have a VERCEL account quite yet, but I've linked the login page right here. I'm already logged in, so let me log out real quick. You must click the continue with GitHub. So when you make your GitHub account, that one can have your Apple Mail, that one can have your Gmail, that one can have whatever. When you make a VERCEL account, it has to be with GitHub, because otherwise it gets a lot more difficult for us to do what we want to do with VERCEL. It also might ask you to install some things, quote unquote install. That just means further connection with GitHub and with VERCEL in order for it to like effectively see the repositories that we're looking for. So this is the first thing that Jake and I will be checking for and helping you with. After we've all got VERCEL accounts, you want to pick hobby. You don't want to pick pro. If it's asking you hobby or pro, pick hobby. Jake and I are going to check first to make your VERCEL accounts. Then we're going to check on a deploy using project 2 because that's our last main thing that we've completed. A couple students were asking when our next project will start. Because we're waiting on a couple more tech things, I'm imagining after spring break. But we'll have some assignments next week, like practicing various things. But not quite a big project for a little bit. So, welcome back. Or hello. We're going to start with the continue to get logging in with GitHub. And then from there, we'll continue with the demo, okay? If you need your phone for authentication, that is always okay. My video. Where did my video go? Okay, the video didn't record. Okay, real quick. Hey, lock back in, please. And thank you. What you should be seeing once you've logged in is, it's not going to look exactly like mine, but it's going to look something like this. You're going to have a bar on the left-hand side of your screen and a bunch of different panels or a bunch of different windows once you've made a deploy, okay? Now, the reason that we're connecting our GitHubs is that way VERCEL is really, really good at, or will be really good at finding what we tell it to find, okay? What you need to remember, because again, this is a lot of overwhelming stuff that we don't know how to use yet, you need to go up to the top right and click on the Add New button. And then after the Add New button, you click Project, okay? We'll worry about some of these other ones a little bit later, but for now, we're gonna add a new project, okay? What you might need to do so that yours looks like mine underneath this import git repository right here is you might need to install VERCEL on your GitHub, okay? And you do that if you're just seeing the little GitHub icon right here, and if it doesn't say your name underneath import git repository, that means you need to install VERCEL onto your, install GitHub into your VERCEL, okay? It's annoying, it's confusing, it's not very fun, I apologize. This is the next thing I want to check for. Once you've clicked add a new project, you want to start seeing your repositories like the one that we made last week on March 24th. There's our 324 practice. You want to start looking for those. That's the next thing we're going to check for, okay? So Jake and I are going to make another round, make sure that your import git repository is working after you've clicked on add new project from the dashboard. Not that one. When you create these projects, now that everybody's got their GitHub and VERCEL installed correctly, every time you create a repository, and a repository that looks like what it was on VS Code, right? When you import that with this import button, it will take you to this new project page right here, okay? Now, the project name section, right now it just matches what's in my repository, my 325, does that say P4 practice? I imported the wrong one. Let me go back. Make sure I get P5. So I'm going to click add new project, and then I'm going to find my P5 repository, which is this one right here. This project name section right over here is going to allow you to change the quote domain, or what you search for in the browser, or the link, basically, 3 different versions of the same idea, that you share to other people. You can think of this like a username, okay? It just can't have any spaces or any crazy characters, okay? So you want to think of your project name like dash username, okay? And I'm using dashes because it won't accept the spaces, all right? Because this is the same example I gave to 4th period, it's not going to like if I have 2 VERCELs with the same domain, so I'm going to put like a username 2. Actually, I'm going to put this like a spam username. Okay, so we're going to leave the application preset set to other. Later that will turn into Next.js, because you can see there's a lot of different presets here. What you might need to do is click on edit right here on your root directory and make sure that it matches, make sure that the only thing you see underneath is the word public. If you see something different, like maybe you see a 2026.0309, because that's when we made our project 2 folders. Click on that one instead, but because mine only says public, I'm going to leave it as the name of the repository, which says root right here, okay? And then once that's done, I can click on the deploy button. If yours doesn't work, that's what we're checking for after I finish talking. It's okay if it doesn't work, because the deployments sometimes are successful, sometimes they are not. Like mine was not successful just there because it says 404. However, it still says, congratulations, I've deployed a new project to Blakeney's projects, as you can see here. If we scroll down a little bit, there's a continue to dashboard button, which will show us this domain right here, okay? I think it's because I've, what is my issue with that? Let's find out. I'm gonna walk you through the troubleshoot process of figuring out why when I click on my page, it says 404. This was happening a lot in 4th period. So if this happens to you, it is okay. You don't have to get it right the first time, all right? I'm not testing you right now. I'm trying to show you. You can click on this button right here that says repository. That's gonna take me directly to the bucket that contains all of my code. For example, this has this, it looks very similar to my VS Code, right? With my index.htmls, my public folder, my vercel.json that was working just a second ago. Do I have a branch for this? I think we have the redirect branch, which was without the public directory. Let me try something real quick. I should be able to, I don't want to do a pull request right now. I want to change this to be, show me the other branch. Why am I not branching? Okay, hang on. Nope, just the one. Let's see if I can run it off this branch right here. Nope, still not working. About this one. Okay, just a sec. So see, sometimes it doesn't even work for me. So, okay. Why is it not working? Okay, hang on, guys.
If you go to your project settings.
On VERCEL, okay. So here's my source. Is there anything in my index? Yeah, okay, it's got stuff.
So the branch is on GitHub, right? On the same project?
It should be, yeah. It should be pushed. Okay. Okay. I don't know why this isn't working.
If you want, you can just merge your other branch with main. If you don't care about main.
No, I just want. So how are we gonna? I forgot how to merge.
How do you do this in the browser?
I have no idea.
Give me a second.
Okay, pause for technical difficulties. Just to recap, for actually completing what I need you to do today, even if it says 404, that's fine. You want to take this domain right here. For example, mine started working because I was just kind of messing around with some stuff. This is when I was showing off flex boxes and flex break and stuff like that. Anyways, if I click on the URL or the search bar up here, I have a URL that I can put on my exit task, okay? So I can right click and copy, and then I can go to Canvas and just paste it on your exit task for today. We'll talk about vercel.json a little bit later. So I'm gonna click reply, paste my link right here. If you wanna hit enter and make it fully functional, you can, but for your exit task, all I need you to do, so Adi, that's perfect. All I need you all to do is post the VERCEL domain from your deploy. So even if it 404'd, even if it's isn't fully functional, take the link from your VERCEL dashboard and post it as your exit task. And I want to see what is working and what isn't from there, okay? The last thing I'll say before I kind of close out your video, your demo today, because we don't have that much time left, is that like you've experienced, the nature of web design involves things breaking or involves things not working. You should just be prepared for that. It doesn't mean you're doing it incorrectly. Just means that it's a lot to learn and a lot of moving parts. And just expect that it might break. Okay? Just doesn't mean you've done it wrong. It means you're learning. Keep that in mind. Okay? You can start completing your exit task if you need. Or sorry, you do need. Anyway, I'm gonna cut the video real quick.